Okay, so which one, George, did you want?
42.
We got 42. Anything before 42?
39.
39. Anything before 39? All right, 39 it is. 39 says, which of the following are solutions to the equation 2 sine squared of x plus sine of x minus 1? Here, when you look at this, you've got the quadratic, you've got the linear term, and the constant term. You're automatically thinking u substitution, x box. Let u equal sine of x. 2u squared plus u minus 1 equals 0. X box. Here, a times c, negative 2. Downstairs is 1. You need to find two things that multiply to negative 2, add to 1, positive 2, negative 1. Draw your box. 2u squared minus 1, 2u minus u. 2u here, call it u, plus 1 and minus 1. U plus 1 times 2u minus 1 equals 0. Factor times factor equals 0. Split up, set each piece equal to 0. 2u equals 1. U equals 1/2. U plus 1 equals 0. U equals negative 1. So u equals negative 1. Remember, u is just sine of x. So sine of x equals negative 1. X must be, we're talking about the bottom of the circle, so 3 pi over 2. And sine of x equals 1/2. We're talking about pi over 6 and 5 pi over 6. Any questions? So that's the answer is B. Any questions on 39? All right, what's next? 42? 43. Anything before 42, excuse me. 40? All right. 40 is a very similar problem. One slight difference is that there's no constant term at the end. So 40 says 2 sine squared of x plus root 2 sine of x equals 0. Factor out the sine of x. Sorry. You see that there's a squared term and a linear term, so you substitute first. Let u equal sine of x. 2u squared plus root 2u equals 0. Factor out the u, because these both have a u in them. Remember, you cannot do the x box here necessarily very easily because there's no constant term, so that I would factor out. Split up, because you have a factor times a factor equal to 0. U equals 0. That is saying sine of x equals 0. X equals 0 pi 2 pi. 2u equals negative root 2. U equals negative root 2 over 2. U equals pi over 4. And, sorry, 5 pi over 4. U equals negative root 2 over 2. So sine of x equals negative root 2 over 2. So x equals 7 pi over 4 and 5 pi over 4. There we are. Answer choice A. All right. Question on this. 42. Right? Someone wants 42? Yeah. Okay. So 42, again, very similar. 2 cosine squared of x minus cosine of x equals 0. U substitute, you've got a squared term, you've got a linear term. You want a u substitute here, so bless you, let cos of x, bless you, equal u. 2u squared minus u equals 0. X box, a little bit difficult here, no constant term. I'm going to factor out a u. They both have a u in them. U times 2u minus 1 equals 0. Now we're going to split. Factor times factor equals 0. What Mr. Kurth loves to call the zero product property. U equals 0. Cos of x equals 0. That would be the top and bottom of the circle. So x equals pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. 2u minus 1 equals 0. 2u equals 1. U equals 1/2. U, that means cos of x equals 1/2. X equals pi over 3 and 5 pi over 3. Of course, we're not done because they say from negative infinity to infinity. So I need to add the k's. Let me go to the next sheet and do that. So the answer we would expect would be x equals pi over 2 plus 2 pi k, 3 pi over 2 plus 2 pi k, pi over 3 plus 2 pi k, 5 pi over 3 plus 2 pi k. Unfortunately, this is not here. This is not one of the answer choices. And here's what they do to make you think a little bit. Remember, 3 pi over 2 is the same. You can remember, you can always add or subtract 2 pi. So 3 pi over 2 is the same as negative pi over 2, which is why they have plus or minus pi over 2 plus 2 pi k. 5 pi over 3, you could subtract 2 pi. And this is the same as negative pi over 3, which is why they say plus or minus pi over 3. Oh, yeah. No, this is the other one. So that's why they have plus or minus pi over 2 and plus or minus pi over 3. Does that work, George? Yeah. Okay. Any questions on 42? All right, going to 43. No, I need that. That's my copy. You need this one. 43. Okay. So if sine of x equals 2/3 and cosine of x equals negative 5/9, then what is sine of 2x? Well, remember, got to know the identities. Sine of 2x is the same as 2 sine x cos x. So this is the same as 2 sine of x. They already told me. That's 2/3. Cosine of x, they already told me. Negative 5/9. So now just multiply 3 fractions. 2 times 2 is 4, times negative 5 is negative 20, over 9 times 3, 27. So negative 20 over 27. Yeah, first one. Abraham, this is your calculators up here. Any questions on 43? All right. What else am I working? 45. Okay. 45. All right. Which of the following? Oh, just the trick. We need to know the trick here. Sine of x over 1 plus cos of x plus 1 plus cos of x over sine of x. So remember the trick, bottom right times top left. So sine of x times sine of x plus bottom left times top right, 1 plus cos x, 1 plus cos x, all divided by the bottoms multiplied. Okay, the trick is crucial, so I want to pause here and see if there's any questions on how the trick works. Okay. Now, we need to multiply on the top, multiply on the top. Sine times sine is sine squared, plus, this is the box. You're going to use the box on this. Binomial times binomial. You're going to get 1 plus 2 cos x plus cosine squared of x. Does anybody need to see the box? Please don't hesitate if you'd like to see the box. I'm happy to do it. So doing the box on this. One times 1 is 1. 1 times cos x is cos x. Cos x times 1 is cos x. Cos x times cos x is cos squared x. So what does this equal? This equals 1 plus 2 cos x plus cos squared. Okay, so that's how we got this. And then on the bottom, remember, life, pre-cal is a metaphor for life. Patience is a virtue. Have patience on the denominator. Well, no, because we're not solving this. We're not setting equal to 0. Right. We would if we were setting equal to 0, absolutely. Now, simplify on the top. Sine squared, there's a positive sine squared plus a cosine squared. That's 1. Sine squared plus cosine squared is 1. So I've got 1 plus, there's already that 1, let's bring that down, plus 2 cos x. Patience is a virtue. Alright. Say that again? Sine squared plus cosine squared is 1. Alright. So now, let's keep it rolling. Again, simplifying upstairs, 1 plus 1 is 2. Sine x, 1 plus cosine of x. Now, factor out a 2 from the top. This is the key. Take the 2 out, and you have 1 plus cos x. All divided by sine x and your patience has been rewarded. You have multiplication on the top, multiplication on the bottom, get rid of it. So you have 2 over sine of x, which is the same as 2 over 1 times 1 over sine. And we know 1 over sine is just another way of saying cosecant. Brianna, how's that? Good. Any other questions on 45? Because this is the same thing as saying 2 divided by 1 over sine. So keep, change, flip. Yeah. And then this is just cosecant. What else am I doing on here? Don't worry about 46. It was removed from the exam. B or D, don't worry about it. Though. What else was the other one, Brianna? You said it? 47, okay.